Hi. Um, this is technically my Sunday because I go to work tomorrow. But I woke up this morning and I had this horrible pressure on my head, and I knew that this has just been a horrible weekend, just fighting, 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 and it's not spiritual warfare because I don't even do spiritual warfare anymore. So I'm like, what is actually going on? Griping at Jesus, being mad because things ain't going my way, and just being irritated. But so a friend called me this afternoon, and we got to talking about the root of rejection. And I told her that God had me do something about 4 days ago, and I'd never thought of it before. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have things like this. Maybe you don't. But I have people that come in and out of my life that have the same name. And there's about 4 names that have repeated themselves like 5 and 6 times. And they've not just been acquaintances, they've been in my life. So there are 2 names that surfaced, and I was like, these 2 names had no matter who it was, they had a very impactful connection with me. So I started looking at it, and the one name means rose, and the other name means bee. So when I was 11 years old, this evangelist called me up, and she gave me just this little tiny prophecy that I did until today. I had no idea what it meant. She simply said, "I see this beautiful rose, but then there's this bee." Okay, what kind of prophecy is that? Like anybody can make sense out of that. I don't even know, but I knew it was the Spirit of God because I've kept it. I'm 52, and I have kept it in my spirit all these years. So I knew that this was the Spirit of God talking to me. So when we were talking, and I started thinking about this one, I was like, okay, yeah, this one, I literally lost my heart over, and God had to give me a brand new one. And this other one, I had an interesting experience with her. She was the one that told me that I had been abused as a child, and then I needed to start working with this woman that had been working with her. And that led me out of the Pentecostal religion into the grace message. Yet God loves us and He wants us to be healed and delivered and whole. And it got me on a whole different path, right? So I started visiting with this lady, and the healing process began. And that was in 1989. Okay. So during that process, this woman that I had been working with said, well, your friend, she's kind of backward. Well, there's these people that just love her, and they just think that she needs a little help blooming. And I was like, okay. So they live in Danville, and we were just wondering if maybe you and her could just make a weekend of it and go spend the weekend with them, and just, I don't know, let them do whatever they want to do to help her. And I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, because that's me. I was like, I'll do whatever to help someone. Okay. So I want you to remember, I was going to school full time. I was working full time. And I was babysitting. And I was doing work study. All of this. This other girl, no, she wasn't doing none of that. So I paid for my gas, our gas. Okay, I paid for everything, right? And this was I'm talking like I was in the experience. Okay, not like how I feel now, but like I was in the experience. And when we got down there, it was pretty obvious that they didn't even care if I was there. I might as well be a taxi driver because that's who I was.